everybody. You are listening to TinselTown Talkies with Rasha Goel and
This is Chemo.
my wonderful co-host on Rant Radio Network. You know, we're so excited to be here, but okay, I have to just point out, Parimo, why are you wearing this hat? Like, what, are you going to make a cameo appearance on the finale of Breaking Bad? I know you're happy and all about its win at the Emmys.
Didn't anybody tell you I'm the Indian Heisenberg?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd give that a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
You know I wore this hat every day.
Whatever. But, you know, talking about the Emmys, it was interesting. I think people had a mixed reaction to the show. And, of course, Breaking Bad won for the best drama series. What'd you think of that, of
Well,
course?
of course I was jumping up and down when it won Outstanding.
Wearing your hat?
Wearing my hat, yes. I was wearing my hat, yes. My hat actually flew off.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Or you just have a big head to keep that thing on if it stayed on, right?
Yeah. So was this the saddest Emmys ever? 'Cause that's what I'm hearing. Everybody seems to say.
Yeah, I think entertainment-wise, it was okay. I really couldn't tune into it. I just didn't click with it. But I think some of the wins were great. I mean, there were some I agreed with and some I didn't. And, I have to mention, for all of you guys listening out there, I mean, did you not feel bad for Shamar Moore, who was doing the behind-the-scenes for social media? I mean, that poor guy. So he used to host Soul Train. Did you know that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. But he just looks so scared.
Yeah. Well, you know who looks scared of me?
Who?
Everybody watching Kevin Spacey.
Oh, what'd you think about that?
That was hilarious. I was cracking up when I saw that.
Why don't you tell our audience what he was doing for those who missed out on the Emmys and didn't watch it?
Of course, you have to have a little bit of a House of Cards perspective. But Neil Patrick Harris comes on stage and he's doing his spiel in the beginning. And he gets interrupted by pretty much every host who's ever done the show before him. Conan comes up and Jimmy Kimmel comes up. And
I kind of like that part, though.
yeah,
it was
cool.
That was cute. That was cool.
That was actually pretty cool. And then amidst all that, they're all up on stage doing their infighting, and then they zoom out to Kevin Spacey, and he becomes like the most evilest man ever. Like, this is all going according to plan, and he's doing his whole House of Cards character.
That's right, and he pushes the camera away,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't know. Do you think people understood that was part of the thing, or do you think that was an impromptu thing that happened?
I think that was impromptu. Knowing Kevin Spacey,
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey is that type. He would totally do something like that. You know, so I totally think that was impromptu. He would. You know what? The two greatest impromptu actors I've ever seen in person, Kevin Spacey, and ironically, the guy who plays Walt White.
Oh,
Bryan Cranston.
ironically.
Yeah.
So obviously you're happy about Breaking Bad
I am.
winning the best drama series. What about comedy series? Modern Family took it once again.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it is a really funny, good show. It's got a lot of issues which I think people could relate to, you know? So it's a show that kind of resonates.
Yeah,
in my opinion, though.
I mean, you had The Big Bang Theory, you had Louie, you had 30 Rock, you've had Veep. There were all these different things.
Yeah, I think...
I'm sorry, different shows. And I just feel like Modern Family has already received so many awards and, acclamation. So it would have been nice to actually see another show up there.
The only other show I think that would have kept that on par with the whole too many awards thing was 30 Rock. That show had a great run in the Emmys, I think, a year or two ago.
Yes, it did.
I don't know, maybe Big Bang Theory. They seem like they would deserve more, considering they're always on syndication now. They're always on TBS.
Absolutely. It's still a favorite show.
It's still a great show.
It's a top-rated running show.
Well, heck, they all got raises, so that must mean something, right?
Oh yeah. I'd like to be on that show.
No, they're not doing too bad at all. Kunal Nair though is the coolest guy I've ever met.
Oh, he seems like so much fun. I saw some of the pre-red carpet coverage, and he was having a blast.
He's a prankster. The guy's a prankster. I mean, I remember when the first time I met him, this was right before Big Bang Theory really took off. It was around, but it hadn't had the popularity it had. And the guy was sitting there. We were at some ranch in Malibu doing some fundraiser, and he's sitting there and drinking like a Mai Tai or something. And he's just trash talking every person he sees there.
He was drinking chai?
No, he wasn't drinking chai.
Oh.
He's the most westernized Indian guy I've ever met. He's got the accent a little bit, kind of there, but he's so Western.
No, he's super cool. I think I met him about 2 years ago when he had just gotten married, 2 or 3 years ago, and super cool. So Emmys have gone.
Yes.
And for me, I love when the Emmys are here because that is like the kickoff to award season. You know,
Yes.
Golden Globes are on their way, the Oscars are on their way, and
Mm-hmm.
everything that falls in between. So speaking of Oscars, we've got India's entry. And, you know, last week, I don't know, we got to talk about this because we spoke last week about Lunchbox,
Mm-hmm.
Dabba with Irfan Khan. Anurag Kashyap's film, you know,
Yeah.
being entered as the Indian official entry for the Oscars, but it's changed.
Yeah, it's changed.
changed in a week.
Now you got the Good Road, which is a Gujarati film. I should be happy because I'm Gujarati myself.
Yes. Oh, and for people who don't know what Gujarati is, well, in India you have people of so many different cultures and backgrounds, and Gujarat is just one of the regions in India, and the people there speak Gujarati. So it is not the native language of India.
Nope.
You know, it's not a language that everybody speaks. So this is definitely interesting that
And
a
I-
Gujarati
I-
film has been selected.
I have to question the Indian jurors. I think I was actually reading an article a day or so
Honey,
ago.
you aren't the only one questioning them.
Well-
Anurag Kashyap and Karan Johar
Yes.
of Dabba weren't too thrilled
Well,
about this.
even the producer, the producers are all like one of the producers is a Facebook friend of mine, and she's baffled. She can't even figure it out. And the chief juror, the chief Indian juror who's in charge of, I mean, there's 16 jurors. The one who's number one on the list of all 16.
And you're talking about the Film Federation of India, right? Who actually decides
the 16,
what's going
the
to be
six,
the
there were
Oscar
16
entry.
people who voted on this.
Okay.
And the Good Road had got a majority of the votes. Now there was one of the 16, the chief juror who had voted in favor of Dabba, of the Lunchbox. He actually wanted this film to be the nominee.
Right.
He said, you know what, this film truly represented the best of what Indian cinema was this year, and if we're up to him, this would be the nominee. But
You know, but I think that when you have, well, okay, so I'm going to comment on two things. So first of all, you know, I was reading somewhere where Anurag Kashyap obviously isn't happy with this decision,
No,
but
he's
he
not,
also
yeah.
felt that maybe the federation isn't really being fair, and there weren't clear guidelines on how they're making these decisions.
well, and I almost wonder, and this is my opinion, and I'm wondering if Anurag is thinking the same thing. I almost wonder if the Federation doesn't get what they should be looking at.
Right,
Like,
and that's an
yeah.
interesting question
Yeah.
because are they just looking at what appeals to them, or are they really looking on a global scale
Yeah,
of,
exactly,
hey,
yeah.
what is going to appeal on a global?
Exactly, and I think that's the question that needs to be asked: is
Right.
does the Indian Federation truly understand what works here?
Because at the end of the day, you're going to have a bunch of people here that are going to watch that film, and are they going to like this? Are they going to understand and comprehend it?
And every film that's won in the best international film category, there's always been a large contingency of Americans who truly resonated with that film. They related to it.
Right.
And you know, this is the film that can be related to. It's about like we talked about last week. A lunchbox gets delivered to a wrong
Now,
place.
I could use a lunchbox every day.
And hey, you never know who you might meet out of it. And
Right.
it turns out being a love story, and that's a story people could relate to.
So, well,
You
I
know?
haven't seen The Good Road, but I hear it's almost a politically driven film in a way. I don't know too much about it, but they do touch upon the issue of child prostitution.
Yeah, and the thing is,
So,
that
It's got Sonali Kulkarni in it.
Yes, and the thing is, and this is where I think, going back to my earlier point, I don't think that a film like that with a topic like that will actually help its cause, because that, if anything, it hurts its cause, because no one wants to see a film about child labor or not at least on a best picture level.
Well, I think, but some of the people, Parimel, are saying that it's not solely focused. That's just one of the issues that the film touches
Right,
upon.
yeah.
It's not focused only on
Right.
this.
But here's the politics of the Oscars, right? Is they want feel-good movies. You look at every film that's done really well, right? Even like Slumdog Millionaire, it was a feel-good movie.
Absolutely.
And
Had a
that's the
great
point.
message at the
That's
end
the
of
point
it.
I'm trying to get to is, it's great to bring up these issues in film. Film's a great avenue for making political statements.
Right.
But when you're trying to campaign the Oscars, they want a feel-good film. That's what the politics of the Oscars demand.
Well, you know what's interesting is that this film was up against 21 films.
Yep.
So I'm going to tell you some of the films. There was Ship of Thesis.
Which was a great film, by the way.
It was?
Yeah.
Okay. There was English Vinglish with
Which
Sri
is another
Devi.
good
I
film.
loved
Mhm,
that film. There was a Malayalam film called Celluloid. There was a Bengali film called Shabdo. And there was Bag Mika Bag. And so there were quite a few different films, I think,
had
up there
it
that
was
the
a very
film against.
look. If
Intense.
anything, the list you just read off demonstrates that Indian cinema within India has made a lot of progress, because the diversity of films you have available to you,
yeah.
it's insane. You have action, you have what we call filmy, you have political statements, you have romance, you have comedy. you have the smorgasbord of issues and topics that come
Right.
up. So the diversity of music and of film within the industry in India is growing.
It's definitely growing. And I actually think it'd be great to see an Indian film nominated for the Oscars this year. I mean, the last one was Lagan.
Lagan, that was 12 years ago.
That's a long time.
It's a
And
long
that's
time,
you know, that's an interesting question that comes to my mind too, is that for an industry that's one of the largest in the world.
If the largest.
If it's actually it's the largest, you're absolutely correct. And we've got so many creative people that stem from India. It's really sad that it's taken 12 years, and we don't even know if we're going to have an entry in this year, right?
Here's an interesting question. The flip side is: are there any American films that ever do well with IFA or with I don't know? Do any films from here transport well to India for awards purposes?
For award purposes.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting thing, but
Basically,
you know,
unless you-
okay, so well, no, if you're talking about that, but if you look at Filmfare Awards, if you look at the IFA Awards, all these, they don't look at American films though. They're
There
really
isn't
looking-
a best international film
No,
category in
they're
those
focusing
films.
on their Bollywood
Yeah,
films,
yeah.
their people in B Town, and that's what they're sticking.
So the
to.
question is, should those categories exist? If they want to be recognized here, would it be fair for us to ask them to recognize American films?
Absolutely, because you know what? In India, you have a huge international audience who loves to see Hollywood films. I mean, at this
agree.
point, you've got Disney, Warner Brothers, all these studios that have got hubs back in India,
Yeah.
and they're bringing the films from here for the audiences there. If there wasn't an audience or an appeal, we wouldn't see that happening.
Right. I got a question for you. Do you want to have input from our listeners?
I would love to have input from our listeners. So, guys, if you have anything to share with us about the Oscars, about the Emmys, we're gonna be taking a quick break soon. But when we come back, you can call us on 855-969-RANT, or that's 855-969-7268. You're listening to TinselTown Talkies.
With Rasha and Pimo, and you cannot ask Rasha on a date.
No, you can't. But we have lots more to talk to when we come back.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AGR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AGR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
And we're back. Hi, everybody. This is the TinselTown Talkies. You're on live with Mr. Pimo and...
Rasha Goel.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So, if you want to call in about what we just talked about in respect to the Emmys and the Oscars, the number is 855-969-RANT, or what's the numerics on that?
855-969-7268. So, all right, we're in football season, of course, right? And I know
Yeah.
we have a lot of football fans out there too, but I recently read about this, and I thought it was very interesting. If you guys remember last year's NFL, the Super Bowl, actually at halftime, there's an artist called MIA, and you've heard her voice on Slumdog Millionaire. She sang Paper Planes. She sang Galang. She's a pretty interesting artist. I
She's
would say.
I would say she's probably Sri Lanka's most famous artist outside of Sri Lanka.
Yeah, out here in Hollywood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's pretty cool, but she did something that wasn't so cool, according to the NFL, and she actually flipped off the audience. She flipped the bird during her performance, and now they are suing her. So, what do you think about that?
Well, this reminds me of another story that I actually witnessed myself, which I was actually mistaken, but at the time I thought I saw the same thing with David Beckham.
For when?
I used to be a sports writer, and I'm covering a Galaxy game, and I forget who. I think they were playing AC Milan, which is a huge team, and there was some fan that was cursing off Beckham, and he basically got into it with the fan at halftime. He's actually like yelling. There's a big debate. He throws up his hand from the press box. It's pretty far distance. It looked like he was flipping off the guy. I mean, this is a good 200 yards away.
Wow.
But it looked like he was, and the fans actually jumped the field and ready to take out Beckham. If
I would have liked to have seen this.
If the security guards didn't intervene, Beckham would have been jumped.
Well, see, and that's what's interesting. Just because you're a star, are you allowed to do this? So NFL, let me tell you, according to reports, is demanding $1.5 million in damages. But what she is saying is that they were underage cheerleaders that were, had some, what is it? They were doing some moves that were kind of provocative and not very professional. So she's like, how are you suing me? But it's okay to have those dancers that were backup dancers, apparently for Madonna.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the NFL is of course, the Super Bowl it's the most watched television program in the world, right?
Right.
So I kind of get the perspective. You don't want to have wardrobe malfunctions.
Like Janet Jackson?
Yeah, I get you want to have some control over the way things happen, but
I understand.
I mean, you have a 7-second delay between what's filmed live. You could bleep that out.
Right.
It's not like we're incapable of hiding that, even if it happens.
Right.
This is what networks are prepared for now. In light of the wardrobe malfunction, they're prepared for these things now.
Right.
And the fact that slipped, I actually give some of the blame to the NFL programmers. The fact they didn't catch that and hide it, because they could easily just throw
Bleep
up a
it out
little
real quick.
exactly. It's an easy thing. In 7 seconds, that's plenty of time to throw up something to block it off. That's plenty of time.
Well, so MIA doesn't think it's fair she's getting sued for this.
I agree with her.
You agree
I'm with her on that.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, why are you pointing fingers at me?
Exactly.
It's not been done to other artists
I agree.
before. Why me?
And it's I mean,
So she's pretty pissed.
I would be too if I were her. Maybe it'll spawn a rap song from her. You never know.
You never know.
I
This
mean-
is some great publicity, MIA. So maybe you write a song about this.
Yes.
But okay, speaking of NFL again too, one of the top Bollywood actresses, Priyanka Chopra, who's in town a couple of months ago. So her video has been, just one of the most talked about things around town. It's really interesting because her video has been playing and kicked off the NFL season.
Yeah, and it's funny when a couple weeks ago when her video actually played before the game, there was on the Yahoo homepage the headline article
Really? What did it
was, and it didn't actually say her name right away, but the headline read, "This is this lady, this former Miss Universe winner will soon be a household name in the United States."
Wow.
And it was basically, and it had a big picture of Priyanka Chopra. Wow. And so I guess there are people that are predicting that this whole NFL video with her work with Pitbull, her appearance in a Disney film, that all that is basically building the foundation for her to become the first Bollywood household name in Hollywood.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a quick look and show you guys this video. It's called In My City. It's a theme song for the 2013 NFL season, which airs on Thursday Night Football.
To watch.
I'm Rob Gronkowski, and welcome to my city.
I know you got your own town. I know you got your own ways. I know there's no place like home, but I know you're gonna like it in my city. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody welcome to my city. We ain't got no worries here. I know you're gonna like it in my city.
That last person.
In my city.
That last person you just saw in the background is Tom Brady. You know who dates Tom Brady?
Who?
Giselle.
Oh, that's
so
right.
so now should Giselle be watching her back now and maybe
Ooh, I don't know. That depends. Has Bianca met him yet?
you know I'm sure I don't know I'm actually.
Hey,
gonna
we're not
stay
starting
on-
rumors here.
Yeah.
We're just be the details.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? Did you know that this video actually replaced CeeLo Green's "I Love Football"?
And what are the odds that a Bollywood actress would trump CeeLo Green?
Yeah, like I don't know. That's pretty.
Yeah, I got
I don't know.
It still baffles me that CeeLo Green has become mainstream.
Really?
It baffles me because I remember following him when he was a member of a Goody Mob.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, this is like 15 years ago.
Right.
You know, a long time ago. And I mean, if you hear like the music of Goody Mob, it's very hardcore. Like it's stuff that people nowadays would listen to, right? And then to go from like crazy hip hop artist
To what he's
to what he's
doing
now, it's just
yeah.
like. And I the last concert I ever saw when we were at UCLA was with Goody Mob, and he was there
Really?
performing. Yeah.
That
And
was a long time ago.
that was well for you maybe been a year or two ago, but for me it's a long time
yeah,
ago.
that's true. Thanks.
Wait, watching him on stage, like he actually tore off his shirt and everything, and he's walking around like half naked on stage, and he was like so high. And that's why I still remember that. And then seeing him now as like the guy in The Voice, and he's like the face of everything. It's like,
But maybe I mean, I think artists just evolve with time.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes it's about changing your style
Yeah.
or
Well, hey.
changing the way you are just to stay up in the market.
you know who made that work the best?
Who?
Ice Cube.
Oh,
Talk about a guy who went from hardcore
seriously.
to mainstream.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And his name is still out there.
Yep, yep. And you know what his real name is?
No.
O'Shea Jackson.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he's got the most ghettoest of them.
You're throwing out some good trivia to me today.
O'Shea. His name was O'Shea. I love it. He's from Woodland Hills of all places.
No.
You know, he's born and raised in Compton. Actually, that's DJ Quick, but he's claiming Compton,
your
right?
facts.
He's claiming Compton, right?
Yeah.
You know,
I
NWA,
guess.
LA, South Central LA, right? But he's from Woodland Hills.
Wow.
He went to Taft
I
High.
would not even guess that.
Yeah, he went to Taft High School.
I wouldn't have even guessed that.
Yeah, but he had street cred, so he pulled it off. You know.
So I'm not really a big football fan. I'm sorry. Like
That's
I'll sit
okay.
and I'll watch and I'll hang out at the parties. Of course, I love watching the Super Bowl. But so is there a specific team that you're rooting for this year?
I have a team I root for every year.
And that
It's
is
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
ah.
Yeah.
Do you know who they are?
Yeah.
But okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm a Steelers fan. What is your sport? Do you have a sport you like?
I like basketball.
Okay, so who's your team? Don't say Lakers.
No, they used to be the Lakers.
Oh.
See, now I'm going in between. So I gotta.
What, are you a Clipper fan?
I need.
Uh-oh.
I'm okay.
You have a Clipper fan on board.
Guess what? I did perform at one of the Clipper halftime shows.
That's right. I remember that.
Took Bollywood over there, so
I
that was
remember
kind
that.
of cool.
We got to have you do that again.
Do the Clipper show halftime? Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Maybe I don't know if this is possible. Could broadcast there.
That would be nice. Maybe we both can dance.
Oh no! You don't
Or
want me
if
to
I wanna
dance.
see you doing
You
Bollywood.
don't want to see me do Bollywood. I ain't no Hrithik Roshan. I'll tell you that.
Lessons. We'll bring in a choreographer to teach you.
Well,
right?
you have a choreographer. who
I
teach
do.
me, Yeah.
Actually, I have the perfect Bollywood choreographer for you, Yogin Bhagat,
Yes.
Bollywood step dance. So he could come and teach you how to dance in 10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, maybe 20 for you.
I think I'll need more like 30. Do we have enough time right now to go over our quick fire?
Yeah, let's start
Yeah?
it before we take our next break.
All right. So I picked 5 topics out of the hat today. Are you
Ooh,
ready?
I'm nervous. Okay,
So
what do you got?
I picked 3 Hollywood and 2 Bollywood.
Okay.
But the Bollywood is enough to like kind of relate to Hollywood. So
All right.
So I'll throw you the first one out.
Okay.
So Robin Thicke defends Miley Cyrus as I mistyped it here. It's a wonderful girl. I put wedding girl, but it's a wonderful girl.
Wedding girl. That's kind of interesting after all her twerking.
As a wonderful
and
girl.
considering her engagement broke off.
Yes.
But maybe she's a good wedding girl for the next guy. Wow, it's a wonderful girl. You know what? To each their opinion. I mean, Robin Thicke's got his own stuff going on too, right?
Yeah.
Like, isn't he in some mischief too with his
Yeah.
marital status?
Did you see that photo? I guess it was they had a photo, like a freeze frame of whatever happened at. I'm not gonna go into the details of what happened at the award show, and then they showed like the upper half of the meme was supposed to doing their thing, and then the next half was Beetlejuice. Like that's the brain. Like 9 months later, Beetlejuice.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And that makes everybody wonderful,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. What you got for me?
I got for you Sandra Bullock gets hand and foot cemented at the Chinese Man Theater, one of my favorite places.
Yeah, have you seen her hands? She actually looked like she had Mendy on her when she took her hands out.
Really?
Yeah.
You saw this?
I saw photos of it.
Oh.
Her hands literally looked like she had Mendy on them.
Oh.
But I bet her hands and foot were, she probably wish they were elsewhere, right?
Okay, no comment there.
So Governor Jerry Brown, the head of California, he signs an anti-paparazzi bill into law, and it's protecting the children of public officials. The penalty, if you're a paparazzi and you take a photo and harass, say, of Angela Jolie's kids, you go to a year county jail, and you're fined $10,000.
Okay, so we already don't have place in county jail for people, and now we're signing another petition to get more people in there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a bunch of bogus.
Well,
You think the paparazzi's really going to stop? That's like their freaking job
Yeah.
to be doing this stuff. Oops.
Well,
I didn't really say a bad word. but-
we'll get to the Bollywood ones after the break.
Yes,
Yes?
let's do that.
All right, so we'll take a quick break and we'll talk to you some Bollywood.
Nurses Life Express provides unique apparel for all the hardworking nurses that wear many hats. It is apparel that expresses nurses' amazing, humorous, and caring personalities. After all, nurses are as influential as their united goal to help others. Nursing's not easy, but somebody's got to do it. For more information, please call 562-270-4312 or visit their website at www.nurselife.com. www.nurselyfe.com. Nurseslife.com, where nurses' lives are expressed.
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one tequila.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass-produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one, tequila.
I'm like, this music makes me want to dance. It's like Thursday night. We should be going out today after the show.
You still go out?
Yeah, hello, we're in Hollywood. Okay, so we were, welcome back to TinselTown Talkies. You're listening to Rasha Goel and we are only on rantradionetwork.com. So right before the break, is that like your cheesy Tinseltown talkie picture? Oh, great. Not using that for a promo. Might scare away people.
Okay, thanks.
We were doing our rapid quick fire. And so, Pimo, I got one for you. Bollywood films return to Egyptian theaters. And people, I am not talking about the theaters here in Hollywood, but to actual theaters in Egypt.
Well, I guess you just need something to do after all that fighting and blowing up stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's go dance, right? It's a nice way to relieve the tension.
Do they have time to watch movies there? I don't know.
Who knows?
know.
I mean, who knows?
But, there's a lot of sexy stuff happening in our Bollywood movies. So I don't know. Can they run some of that stuff over there?
Yeah, that's a good question.
With all the skin showing?
That's a good question. I don't know how liberal or conservative they are over there. I don't follow enough Cairo politics.
Yeah, why not?
Yes, yes.
I don't either, so I couldn't answer that. But what do you got for me?
Well, you know Akshay Kumar.
Who's that?
Akshay Kumar's Mr. Kiladi out in Bollywood.
I do. I've interviewed him quite a few times.
So
in fact, hold on. So on our next show, Throwback Thursday, we got to bring some old pictures back in, okay?
Sounds good.
We're going to start
I'll
doing
find
that.
all the ones of when you were a kid.
Thanks. Yeah.
So Akshay
Give me my
Kumar,
darky glasses. Okay, go ahead.
Bollywood is known for being very, very star-driven. Like,
You think?
Yeah. So like the box office are driven by who's on the poster.
Their
Akshay Kumar,
temples are driven by Bollywood stars.
right?
Yeah,
so Akshay Kumar says that stars no longer drive the Bollywood box office. Is that true or false?
I think that's false, and he must have not had enough sleep that day.
Or maybe he's not happy. Maybe
Or he's not happy.
not happy
with
with
those films.
Yes, exactly. Maybe he's talking about his film specifically.
Yeah, because you know what? If you see the trend in Bollywood, I mean, you've got the certain stars that are calling the shots, okay?
Yeah.
And there's been a few films too that I wonder. I mean, sorry, I'm not a fan of the Bung line,
Yeah.
but that film did extremely
Yeah, it
well in
did.
the box office. Why? Because one of Bollywood's top actors, Salman Khan, was in it.
Yep.
If you saw the story, some of you may even question what the story is all about. But so no, I disagree with him because I think it is ruled by Bollywood
You
stars.
just saw a film a month ago, which was very star driven, but wasn't that good, right?
Which one?
Chennai Express.
Oh God.
I mean, talking
Okay.
about star-driven films, right? I mean, yeah, Shah Rukh Khan. People only went to watch that film because of Shah Rukh Khan, right?
And did you
Right?
see how well that film did?
Because
so
of
this is
Shah
actually
Rukh
a great
Khan.
contradiction to the statement because
Yeah.
that film was a huge box office
And that
success.
film happened what? Maybe 3 weeks before Akshay even said this. So only 3 weeks removed from Shah Rukh Khan driving the box. I mean,
Did you watch that film?
I refuse to watch it.
Well, you made I went to that movie, my friends, and I even took family members to that movie. And let me tell you, an hour in, I was just like, "Oh my God, can I get a shot?"
You know, Once Upon a Time in Mumbai, the sequel, must not have done well at the box office because Akshay was in that film. So Once Upon Mumbai must have done very bad for him. 'Cause I guarantee you, no other Bollywood star out there will be saying this except for him.
Really?
And
Okay.
it's probably because of that.
But Parimal, I'm going to cut you off because we have a caller on one of our lines. So
You
let's
do?
see what they have
Okay.
to say. That's
I'm scared.
right.
Uh-oh.
Hi, who do we have on today?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, who are we talking to?
Hi, you're talking to Jay?
Hi,
Hi,
Jay.
Jay,
Where are
how
you
are you?
calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Downey.
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 Great to hear from you. So, what do you want to rant with us about?
I know you guys already moved on the topic, but I want to talk about the Emmys and all that. I'm wondering and I'm curious, how do you get on the red carpet being a regular person? And also, I know that they get seat fillers to fill in for the performers or for whoever gets up to seats in order for it not to look empty.
Right.
How are you able to become one of those people?
I think they give out those tickets.
They give
So-
out there are tickets that are made available to people. I think
Is it through the Academy?
I think it's through the Academy, and they have a way of. There's actually a group that actually oversees how the tickets
doing
are
the
distributed.
seat fillers.
Yeah.
You know, the best thing for you to do is to check in with the Academy of Television of Arts and Sciences because they're the ones who put
Mm-hmm.
on the Emmys every year, and I think they'd probably be able to fill you in on that. The other thing is, I mean, you could volunteer to be one of our assistants. or
Yeah,
something.
we'll take you with us.
We'll take you with us. Hold a wire or a mic. No, but in all seriousness, I think the Academy would be the best way to find out because they do actually allot a certain number of tickets, and people can win those tickets or,
Yeah.
or apply.
So wait, Mike, are you still here?
Jay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. So okay.
Primo!
I call Mike. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Pimo's had some shots before he's coming.
I know. I'm a lot of it. I'm sorry. Anyways, so did you watch the Emmys? And if so, were you happy with the winners that came out?
I actually did not. I'm just curious because you guys brought up the topic. I don't and I heard a bunch of these stuff going on, but
Right.
it was just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I said, you may want to check out gofobo.com. They always give out passes to free screenings well in advance, and so when the Academy starts promoting films for the Oscar season, they actually start giving out tickets to people to fill in the seats.
Yeah.
I've actually been to films at the Academy as a normal person, not as a journalist, but as a normal person through this website.
I thought
So-
you were abnormal.
Um,
Okay.
well-
Oh,
So yeah, check.
Well,
Raj was
anyway,
commenting,
Jay,
yes.
check that out,
Yes,
and
sir.
we wish you the best. I hope that we're on the red carpet next year, and we see you as one of the seat fillers, and we wave to you.
Yes.
all right. Thank you very much.
All
And
right.
I'm
Thanks,
loving
Jay.
the show.
Have a good
All
one.
right, thank you, Jay. I gotta make sure I call him Jay instead of Mike. I may have given him a new name.
Well, you know what? I
Uh.
feel like we've now become counselors on the red carpet.
We should start a new service of giving advice on how to not only show up on the carpet but how to actually walk it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's a great idea. That's
Yeah.
on I'm going to put that on my things to do. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
So Diwali's coming up,
Yes.
which is a festival of lights, and that is one of the biggest South Asian festivals.
Yes.
I'm sure many of you have been familiar with it,
Mm-hmm.
but let me tell you, if you aren't, you should be by now because there was a huge event held at Times Square. Was it last week?
Last week, yes.
Yeah, where they actually celebrated Diwali, and I think thousands of people came out of just all different ethnic backgrounds.
I wonder how many different street vendors were there selling like pani puri or samosas. I mean,
I wish we were there. That would have been
that
fun.
would have
to
been
see.
fun. I would have taken a little cart out there.
That would have been fun.
Yes.
That would be fun to see. But you know what was interesting is that we had a top Bollywood celebrity there, Ranbir Kapoor, along with his parents, Neetu Singh and Rishi Kapoor. And I think it's fantastic that they were out there. I mean, of course, they're promoting their new film,
Which
Besharam.
film is that? Yes, yes.
But do we have any pictures of Ranbir Kapoor that we can
Well,
flash out?
while they're looking about that, we got to talk about the Need for Speed.
The what?
The Need for Speed. You know, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yes. Oh, God.
We'll get into that in a minute. I want to talk to you about that when all is said and done.
Yeah, I've got stuff to say about that.
So Besharam is coming out when? Next week?
I think it comes out in, next week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Don't have the
Are you
exact
looking
date
forward to
on it.
that film?
Yeah, I am. And I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you why I'm looking forward to that. Because, you know what? I've been a huge fan of Neetu Singh while I was growing up. And that's Ranbir Kapoor's mother. And I just think it's so cute to see a son acting in the same film with his father and mother.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because they're actually paying cops that are chasing him
Yeah.
down and try to catch him. So I think it'd be kind of cute. I think Ranbir's very charming.
Didn't
by
we
the way.
see another film like that recently where was it was Dharmendra and his two kids, his two sons, like a year or two ago?
Oh,
And there's a sequel coming out now,
yes.
and I forget the name of it, but
It's
it
not
was-
Jat Pagla Divan. No.
Yes, I think that was it.
Is that it? Jat Pagla Divan
Yes,
or
that's it
something
right
like
there.
that?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's the film. Yes, that film.
Huh.
So and Dharmendra and his two
But
sons.
it's interesting you
girls.
mentioned that because that film didn't work too well.
But they're coming with a sequel.
Yeah,
Part
I
2's
don't-
coming out.
I don't know, give me that money, man. I'll make you 3 sequels. I'll make you a movie.
Since we're talking sequels, we're on part 5 of Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
I would love to see Grand Theft Auto India.
How cool would that be? But you know what? I don't think it's possible to make that. People get lost on the streets. It's so hard to navigate over there. But this game it's crazy. It's like
Yeah.
the highest selling video game
Ever.
out there.
Ever.
And Pimo, you're gonna be surprised. Okay, so friends, I am not a complete gamer, but let me tell you, my husband has purchased this game. And ladies, if you want to get rid of your husbands for a couple of hours, buy this game because you are not gonna see them.
It's like that, huh?
Yeah, and if you look at the screen, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's that bikini lady that's attracting them. There's some stuff happening there. But you know what? This game is crazy. So you're not going to believe me, but I actually sat and played a little bit of this.
Really?
And it is so insane. I mean, I feel like I am just driving in Los Angeles. Like, of course, they've changed it up a little bit,
Yeah.
but really just the graphics and how realistic it is, it's unbelievable.
You know, they've made, the one thing the franchise has done a good job of is capitalizing on it's capitalized on some great old school tracks. Like they took I can't wear I wear my sunglasses at night, for
that's
example,
right?
right?
Yes.
Right? I would love to see when they come out with GTA 6,
Yeah.
they do a Bollywood song.
You're crazy. You're like, are you looking at GTA 6?
I don't know, bring in Yo-Yo Sing or something. I don't know. Or Akshay Kumar doing a rap.
But what do you think? What is it about this game that's driving people to, like, why is it so popular in comparison to other video games?
I think it's those 4 words I said a few minutes ago. The need for speed.
The Need for Speed.
I think, hey, look, as a guy.
And
who-
that could be misinterpreted. So, I don't know.
yes, but I mean,
I could go several different ways.
I'm using speed in the driving context.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
I mean, there is a certain rush out of speeding. I mean, I don't know if you ever sped the right way. When you speed the right way, there's a certain rush you get out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually had a Grand Theft Auto experience with my life in real life.
Really?
This was about 11 years ago. The Lakers had just won their 3rd straight championship.
Okay.
And I was watching the game in Westwood.
I'm like picturing this. I'm like visualizing this whole
I'm
thing.
at Westwood Brewing Company.
Okay.
I
Were you
hop
wearing
in-
a hat like this?
I was not wearing a hat, but
Okay,
I was wearing a Kobe Bryant jersey.
I'm just trying to help the audience out there, like envision. Okay, so you got a jersey on.
I had a jersey on.
You're walking.
I'm driving in my car.
Driving. Okay.
And I have a red Honda Accord 2-door.
Okay.
All right. The spoiler, it was the most recent Honda
So
Accord.
you bought a car that a police should pull you over for.
Pretty
anyway,
much,
right?
yeah. And it was,
Okay.
even though it was a Honda, it was red, it was 2-door,
red,
kind of
hello.
sporty. Yeah. So I'm driving now. I made it to downtown LA. I'm on the 10 freeway. I'm getting ready to switch into the 5 in East LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the right of me and the left of me, were 3 ninjas on each side. Three ninja bicycles here, 3 ninja motorcycles here.
Are you kidding
And
me?
they were just driving by me, right? So at first I was kind of like, oh, kind of cool, right? They sped off. Maybe 3 minutes later, I catch up with them, and they're all again. There's 3 on this side, 3 on this side. In front of me is Lamborghini, right?
Whoa.
And I'm like in heaven. Like I got all these ninjas in a Lamborghini. We're just kind of going along, right?
Right.
After about a minute or two, I look at my speedometer. You know how fast we're all going?
How?
We're all going 130.
Holy cow.
And it was a biggest. And we're going 130 down to 5 on a weeknight. Yeah, but it was the biggest rush ever.
Wow.
And it's 11 years. I still remember. I could still tell the exact experience today. 11 years later.
So glad that you're safe and sound.
Yes, but I
and
think
that
I'm
you're
trying to
still here.
explain GTA. I think that's
the
what
rush
it is.
that people get.
Yes.
From it, right.
Yes.
It's that, and because you can't physically get out there and do it, like you can do it through this video screen. That's
Right.
so virtually realistic.
Yeah.
It just creates
Exactly.
that whole empowerment. Wow.
Exactly. So, I don't know. Maybe that's it. But and it's also just a great. Hey, look. The one thing games do nowadays, and I'm not a gamer, but one thing I do know is, video games have storylines. They're practically movies now.
Yeah, it's really changed.
You know,
It's
I
really
mean,
changed.
there was another one. Red Something Redemption was basically a western, and they actually made a short film.
They did.
And the short film didn't end. The short film
Continues in the
teased
video.
you into the video game.
Yeah, see, and that's great marketing.
Yeah, and that's what it is now. It's marketing, you know, and so that's what GTA is. It's a story, and people want to, instead of watching a movie about it, let's play a video game about it.
Well, it's intense, but it's
Yeah.
definitely for adults, okay?
is.
Because I
Yes.
mean, some of the stuff in there, you don't want your kids to see that game. So I don't think that game is gonna work for.
Have you ever
under
played
18.
another video game other than GTA?
Yeah,
Which is?
I played Mario Brothers
and how long ago was this?
and Donkey Kong.
Wow. Did you ever play Atari by any chance?
I did play Atari.
I wonder how many people out there actually know what Atari even is.
Okay, now you're dating us, Pimo. That's really not cool for you to do.
Wait, people still
On
play
the
Atari
air.
now, I guess.
No, I have played some other games. I mean, like I've done on the Wii, I've done like the tennis games and some of the fitness stuff. There was another game that I can't remember the name of, but it was kind of a war game, and I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm more of I play sports games, so I'm a big EA Sports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll play all the NBA 2K12.
Do you play cricket?
I used to play cricket.
Really?
And when in high school, I was actually part of a cricket club. We played every single night.
Really? Cricket here in the U.S.?
In Cerritos.
Of course. That's where all the Indians live, so of course.
I gotta tell you, in Long Beach, in Belmont Shore, there is a weekly cricket club. They play every week, every Saturday morning, at this park right by the marine there, at the marina there. There are a group of 15, 20 Indian guys. They must be South. They look from the South.
Hey, don't judge.
No, you can tell them who they are, right? They're playing cricket every Saturday morning. I think it's Saturday, Sunday morning. One day I was taking a bike ride down there, and I just saw all these cricket guys, and I actually stopped and watched them play cricket for an hour.
Wow.
It's an actual cricket club. It's got formal rules and
Well,
everything.
so that's great for all the cricket fans out there. You
Yeah.
know that you can go play some cricket here in Southern California.
Right.
I don't understand anything in cricket except the bat that they hit with.
Dude, I used to have one of those bats at my house.
Really?
Oh yeah. And then the funnies was, I had a cricket bat but I have a baseball bat. And so when I go play baseball, I took my cricket bat with me. And everybody was so intrigued. They're like, "What the hell is this?"
Oh, Pimo.
And we had actually started playing with a cricket bat. We played baseball with the cricket bat, put it over our shoulders and everything. It worked. It actually.
I gotta see a picture of that.
It actually
well,
worked.
we only have a couple minutes left.
Yes.
It's
All right, that's
3
it.
minutes.
By this time, I have to fly.
I know. We just have so much fun here, and
I
it's gonna
know.
keep getting better and better. Remember, you're listening to TinselTown Talkies on Rant Radio Network.
Nadio. What's nadio mean?
Nadio is a new word I made up. It's a combination of radio and network. Radio.
There you go. You remind me of that one. What's that sandwich place? Quiznos. They have a commercial out right now. Floasted, she says.
Floasted?
Yeah.
What the hell? What does that mean?
Flavor plus toasted equals floasted.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, and the girl actually was floasted. That's how she does it. She's all animated about it. All going all over the place. Floasted.
So we should call our show like Moasha. So what else is going on? I mean, there's always so much happening.
Ooh,
in
I saw
Hollywood.
Rush last week.
Oh, you did?
I saw Rush.
Okay, so should people go check it out?
I say yes. It's not a deep film, but visually stunning.
What's it about and who's in it?
It's Chris Hemsworth is the
Right.
lead. It's about these. It highlighted 70s auto racing.
Okay.
When 70s auto racing had a personality.
That's crazy.
And it basically highlights a rivalry of these two guys. It's based on these two real drivers that had an actual rivalry, and it's their story.
So it's more speed, more adrenaline,
Mhm.
which is what everyone loves.
Yes,
right?
it's GTA.
It's what you love.
No, but there's some amazing. I mean, Ron Howard just did a great job with visuals. There's one scene where they're dead up on an F1 car,
Right.
and it's in the rain, and the car starts spinning its tires in slow motion. If you see the tires spitting water like a fountain,
Ooh.
it's
pretty
it's
cool.
beautiful, and you
All
can
right.
only appreciate that on the big screen.
All right, so we have to check that out.
Yes.
Oh, on television, Marvel's Agent of Shield's.
Yeah, I gotta watch. I haven't watched it yet, but I do want to watch it.
Oh, I think it's pretty cool.
Have you seen that episode already?
I caught a little bit of it. So.
I'm on TV hiatus until Breaking Bad is done. And we got 3 more days
You
left.
just got a
before-
couple days left.
Yeah, I
Are you
know.
gonna be sad?
Yeah, they're having a final viewing at Hollywood Forever.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And, yeah.
You gonna go?
No, I'm not. I have a finale viewing party at my house.
Oh, look at that. Am I
Yeah.
invited?
You want to come?
I didn't get my invite.
You're getting invited right now. It's verbal.
All right, I'll bring my hat.
Just don't. Well, actually, I was gonna say something, but it's a kind of a plot point, so I better not.
What?
I better not go down that route because I don't want to spoil it.
Oh man, I know. I'm gonna want to talk to you about that though because there are so many mixed reviews. Some people are happy about the way it's all gonna go down. Some people are not so happy about it.
I don't know how you could not be happy about it, other than the fact that it just no longer.
I've been reading about mixed reactions.
I think the people who are unhappy are unhappy the show's gonna be gone. That this is it.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's time.
It
it's
is
time.
Yeah, look, like the show says, all bad things must come to an end. That's what
Right.
that's what the tagline is right now.
But in our case, all good things must come to an end.
Yes.
So guys, we are going to head out. Sign off today from TinselTown Talkies with Rasha Goel.
And Pimo. We'll see you next week.
A home is the biggest investment